Hello and welcome back to the University Speaking podcast. Just a quick episode, this one. I say quick, hopefully it's quick. I'm joined by Sam from Two and Three Quarters.
Everybody, hope you're doing well.
I bet you're doing very well.
I am doing very well. It's been an emotional roller coaster this last week. Ups and downs, lefts and rights. Is something happening? Is something not happening? And it is happening.
I
So
guess, I
yeah,
guess,
as
I
excited
guess,
as can
just,
be.
I guess people have probably seen your Instagram post. Like I said, I don't know when this episode's going out, but just share the huge news that you've
I've
got.
probably been and gone now. Probably 4 months ago
Probably,
now,
yeah.
Jay. Yeah, so as of this morning, I am heading to Epic Universe. I'm heading back to Florida and Universal. And not only that, but I'm off in 18 days, I think it is. So very much last minute trip. Like literally, I think it was a week ago, maybe a week ago tomorrow. That kind of the idea was floated. Um, and yeah, it's a reality. And I think I kind of put it out there that, it's something that I'd love to do. And my lovely wife was the one who kind of hit it out over the park, and she was the one that encouraged me, and the support from my son as well. And yeah, it's crazy to think, this year when we were talking last week about this trip and what it was going to be, and it was all going to be Disney. To then it was, well, we'll do a little bit of Universal, and now lo and behold, yeah, May 2025, past all the previews. Last couple of days, heading out to Epic. Cannot wait.
You just had to beat me there, didn't you? You had to get there first.
That is literally the only reason. Yeah, like, I'm not even bothered about going to Epic.
So just, I
Looks like
don't
a load
think
of rubbish, to be honest.
I don't think you mentioned it there, but you've got a trip with obviously your family in August where you're going to Epic as well. But I mean,
Yeah,
you mentioned your lovely wife. I mean, fair play to her. That is unbelievable from her. You've obviously got two young children, and she's gone. Do you fancy going to Epic on your own? I mean,
I'm just hoping it's not like the opportunity where she's going to change all the locks and like that's that. But fingers
can you
crossed.
imagine? You get
Yeah,
back
I'm
and
gonna
all
be.
the doors are locked and your bags are outside.
I know I'm only planning taking her hand luggage as well, so the
Oh
suitcase is going
yeah.
to be there. So she's got the opportunity if she wanted to literally pack my bags, and that's that.
You owe. I
But yeah,
mean,
so
you owe her a massive favor. I mean, I don't even know. It's just if I don't have any kids, but if I had two young kids with my partner and I asked to go to Epic Universe on my own, the last word would be off that she told me. You can understand what the first word would be. So, I mean, hopefully Victoria listens back to this. Unbelievable from her to allow you to do this. And maybe you mentioned Joey when you had a conversation with him. Just how did that conversation go? Because that must have been a little bit of a
yeah,
tough one.
yeah. So I raised it a few days ago initially. Just putting it out there. And I said to him, look, Epic Universe opens soon. And he's really excited to be going. And they're letting, some pass holders in early. So they're eating his cereal, probably not listening, watching his iPad. Um, and then I was saying, okay, so, there's the opportunity where potentially I could go. But unfortunately, with school and things, being the world's worst dad, I fully appreciate. Let's put that out there, and then we can kind of move on at
You
that point.
said
I
that, not
fully
me.
appreciate it. Yeah, exactly that. So first reaction was you're going to go on holiday, and I'm not. But then he said, "But it's okay, you can go." And he said he'd miss
Oh,
me,
that's
but he
worse.
was more than happy for me to go. I know the guilt trip. So I kind of went up and down on this roller coaster, which is quite apt because that's certainly one of the rides I'm looking forward to in Stardust. Um, but then, like last night, I thought, you know what? Maybe not. We just had a great day as a family. And it was just, do I really want to be leaving them for a few days? To fly 4,500 miles. I mean, spoiler alert, I am doing so. Clearly, that feeling didn't last too long. But I was speaking to Joey again this morning, and I said to him, "What should I do? I think I'll miss you guys." And he says it's fine if we miss each other. We'll FaceTime, and that I should go. And from that point, I got the blessing from the main man. So fast forward a few hours, I went onto Virgin Atlantic's website, used some air miles, and yeah, booking all confirmed. Um, got a couple of tickets bought for Epic Pass Holder previews. So the last 2 days, I says it's the land on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Epic, and then got Friday, Saturday fly home Sunday. So head out to the other parks as well. Still need to work on a hotel. Plan is at this point to stay at Stella Nova. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's it, isn't it? Yeah, so Stella Nova, which is one of the hotels literally next to Epic. I mean, Helios Grand would obviously be ideal, but come on.
Don't push it. Come on, man.
But
Don't push it.
I know, I need to know. No, no. But it's got the walking path to Epic, which, as much as I love the transport, for me, just that ability to set off when you want and not have to worry about a crowded bus and, is there going to be a bus waiting there, etc. So having the option to walk. And then I'm not sure I'm going to stay there for the full week. I think potentially it might make a little bit of sense to relocate back up to sort of main property for the last few days, sort of when I'm doing the main park. So maybe Cabana Bay. That's somewhere we've been to a few times before and we love it there. So yeah, maybe Cabana Bay, maybe Endless Summer. I think it's come down to price really.
How many times are you hoping to get on Velocicoaster in your, is it 5 days there? Because I know
Friday, yeah. So
you'll
the plan
still
is,
smash it.
mate, I might go a few times. I mean, I love Velocicoaster, but I'm not sure Velocicoaster loves me. Like, I think I could do probably two times at once, and then it'd be like maybe a third might be a little bit risky. So, landing to MCO at 3 p.m. That's a hand luggage only. So as long as immigration's all right, hoping I might get to the hotel by I don't know 4:30. Hopefully be in Islands by maybe 5:30. So I think maybe the queue's not too bad a ride or two on Velocicoaster then head into studios and then yeah on the other days I'm sure I'll be there for early park admission and hopefully a nighttime front row ride if I can. So yeah, maybe 10 rides and I'll probably be in Islands maybe 3 days. So
It's funny
pretty
you
good
say
odds
you've
I
got a
think.
limit
So
on Velocicoaster because I want to give a shout out to our fellow Yorkshire friends, Courtney, Tia, Becky, and Sean. I think they might correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure they did it like 5 times back to back on a morning, three or
something
five
like
times
that,
back to
yeah.
back. Is that crazy in your opinion? Because it is in mine.
That is, yeah, I would love to have a body that could handle it that much. Like, yeah, fair play to them. But
It's crazy, that isn't
yeah,
it?
I mean, it is, and I'm sure we could tee up a future episode here of High Place for Epic, but it's going to be interesting to see Stardust and whether that can top Velocicoaster, whether it's similar, whether there's no match. I really don't know where that one's going to go, to be
Do you think
honest.
there's a chance it could top it? Because that's quite a surprise in itself. Obviously, I'm guessing you've seen various stuff about it.
Yeah, I've tried to keep spoiler free. I mean, it doesn't help when the official Universal page is doing like a point of view, and
Yeah,
it's
well,
like, yeah, quickly swipe.
yeah, I shared that on my story and I got a lot of hate, so I deleted it quickly.
I don't know if like we're PG-13 or we're allowing swear words, so I won't kind of comment. But yeah, I wouldn't have been sharing that personally. I don't know. On the face of it, I think no, it can't match it. But I've seen so many reviews, like spoiler free, saying like that's their number one and that it does top Velocicoaster. So
It's interesting.
who knows?
I've heard there's a lot more airtime, and it's not quite as thrashy as Velocicoaster. There's like more like airtime, but you're the coaster
So what does that do for you?
person.
Does that make it sound slightly more appealing, or
Good
just
question. The same, the same. I think.
doesn't really matter when your eyes are shut, does it?
Exactly. It's all the same when I'm bracing that hard. Can't feel a thing.
It's going to be good. It's going to be like I say, I wish there was all of us going. I'm not going to lie, there's going to be some bits, I'm sure. And you probably felt that as well, when you did your solo trip where there's some
Mm.
bits that are amazing, but there's also some bits where you think it'd be nice to have the company.
The big difference in that I went for 22 days solo, and you're going for what, 5?
Yeah, and ideally I want to go for like three, to be honest with you. It's just because there wasn't flights on
Yeah.
the days that I wanted to come back that I had no option. But I
So
mean,
is
there's worse places to be stuck. Don't get me wrong. I mean, let's
mm.
not all feel sorry for me. Like I said, I'm sure there's probably a lot of hate in terms of the abandoning the family. Like I said, as of this morning, I was thinking a no. But yeah,
You were never
Victoria
gonna
and Joe
say
being,
no. Come on. I always knew.
you might have known,
Deep
but I
down,
certainly didn't.
I
So
definitely knew.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
And now I've got the dilemma of the plane and vlogging. Because obviously normally I get in the window seat, I've got, you know, Joey in the middle, Victoria was in the aisle and now Elle on Victoria's lap. And I've kind of got that bit of a block, when I'm being the weirdo recording, talking to the camera. It's obviously very different if the stranger's there. So I don't know how the travel day vlog's going to go, but the boring northern dulcet tones will very much be there when we get onto Universal property.
Oh, yeah. Northern Dulcet Tones. That's the name of this podcast, this episode podcast, I think.
That's how we need our fellow American hosts, isn't it, to bring some enthusiasm into this. Just realised I'm gonna have to put proper Yorkshire, put big light on. It's getting a bit dark, isn't it, in this video?
Americans listen to this will be like, I need subtitles. I'll try and eloquent. What's the word? Is it eloquent?
Yeah, well, let's go with that. But I'm
It's
just a little
just
bit worried if you with your Yorkshire accent is the one translating, then God help us. They probably haven't understood a word either of us have said that in the last 10 minutes.
I do try, especially when I go to Orlando. I do try and speak
You put your phone voice on, do you?
I do put my phone voice on. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
can I have the chicken tenders, please?
not quite.
I'd love, like I say, kind of post trip to maybe come back and we can chat through, do a bit of a trip report, completely spoiler free, but to kind of talk through how things sort of were, the epic days, the other days as well. Just yeah, I think that'd be great. That was obviously we've got lots of exciting podcasts lined up, and I've seen your list and it is long. I think it'd be good as well to kind of bring some of those trip reports. Then obviously, in June when you're back, it'd be great to do the same.
Yeah, in all seriousness, though, obviously you go in a few weeks to pass all the previews. That'll stand you in great stead for when you do go with Victoria, Joey, and Elle in August, because you're not going in blind as a family. Kind of, you'll know what's going on a bit more, and especially having 2 days there, you'll get a bit more understanding of how the park works, kind of the quieter areas, or just whatever. Like, at least you've already been there and done it, so you can kind of show them around a little bit.
Yeah, so I was speaking to Lee, as you know, the other night, who runs another Universal podcast, and he was basically saying it's going to be a great opportunity for you to be the tour guide. You've got this experience. I was thinking, I'm not sure that's going to be enough a good reason to win them over, but we'll go with it anyway. So now you've said it. If that's two people saying it, it must be
Yeah.
true. But yeah, I think like I say, it'd be great, to be able to go into August. And don't get me, I'm kidding myself to some extent, even as these words come out of my mouth. But where I've experienced it, I can take that back seat a little bit and kind of let them do what they want to do.
Actually,
Like I say,
you'll be sprinting at the gates. You won't be taking a back
I will.
seat. You'll be leaving before
Oh,
they get
yeah,
out of the
I'll be
hotel
going
room like you normally do. You'll be Stardust races at EPA.
we'll all be there for early park. Yeah, I think hopefully it'll be like early park 8 a.m. park up until 9, 10 p.m. By August it'll be long day, but a good day. Like I said, I know we're going to talk about epic rides further down the line, but it's just going to be really interesting to see. We've got our hype list, and I'm expecting the rides that I'm most looking forward to not be necessarily the ones that end in that position. I think they're going to be amazing because they're different, but I think there's going to be some further down the line, maybe fourth, fifth, sixth place that are actually going to be the ones at the top of my list. So yeah, exciting times.
So, in terms of your May trip coming up, then what's your plan of attack in terms of Epic? Have you thought about that yet?
So be staying on site, which means I will get access for early park admission. So that starts at 10 a.m. And I'm hoping, and again, I don't know if I'm just being delusional, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad, especially in early park admission. Because to get access for early park admission, you've got to obviously be staying on site. There's no early access for pass holders themselves, unless they're staying at a hotel. So when you think, how many pass holders are going to be staying on site? Probably very few. And then they've only started mentioning recently that you can buy tickets for Epic if you're just staying at one of the Universal hotels. So again, I think maybe we spoke about it the other day that I can't imagine there's going to be that many people who are just generally staying at the hotels that are now going to go out of their way to buy an Epic ticket when they've already budgeted for it. So I'm hoping early park's not going to be too quiet. Hoping Epic's going to try
Too
again.
quiet would be great.
I'm hoping early park admission's going to be not too busy. So yeah, the plan would be, I think Mario,
Not Stardust
maybe
first.
Donkey Kong then. Probably not for the reason that
Ooh,
I could imagine that Nintendo's the one that's going to get busiest. I would
Interesting.
imagine
Yeah, no, I
of
thought
the
just
lands. So.
with your coaster head on, you'd be beelining straight for Stardust and getting one,
It's
if not two.
Yeah, I mean, when I do ride, I do want to do the left and the right, and maybe at night if I can. But thinking with my sensible head, I'm thinking at the minute if I'm at the front of Iowa Early Park admission, you know as much as I do where I'm heading, and it might not be to my favorite ride, and that is purely because I know in 20 minutes time, one ride is still going to be pretty much a walk on, and one ride's going to be a 2 hour wait. I just think Nintendo is probably going to be that. So I'm thinking I can maybe get in, get some bits done, then potentially go to Stardust. And from what I understand, Stardust has got a really high capacity per hour versus potentially some of the Nintendo rides, maybe not so much. So again, I'm thinking that might free that up. I think where I go after that is TBC. I think Potter's and the Ministry of Magic is going to be very much Lightning Lane dependent. Lightning Lane, Jesus Christ, I've gone off Disney.
Keep that in. Keep that in.
I know, keep that in, Jesus. Virtual queue dependent. So I probably won't go in there until I've got a reason to go in there, I think. So whether it means Monsters, How to Train Your Dragon, I don't know. Got a 8 hour flight on my own to come up with a plan of action, I guess. The only thing that originally in my head I was thinking, have I got time to go to early park admission in Islands and then
I was thinking that as well. I was thinking, could you go to Efe Islands? Because they're a bit later, isn't it?
Jet lag wise, I will be awake at like 3, 4 a.m. So like from that perspective, where it'd be great if Epic opened a bit earlier for that reason. Like, so I'm just sat in the hotel room sort of waiting. But my only concern is if I go to early park, there's probably not going to be a lot of buses coming back to Stella at that sort of time. And then the last thing I want when the whole trip's about Epic is to be a little bit behind everyone else. So I don't know. Maybe if I on travel day can stay till park close at Universal, I think it closes at 8 or 9. Then hopefully push, as late as I can. Then maybe I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and it won't be as long a morning.
I think that about does it for this episode, Sam. Nice and brief. Just obviously your big
Probably
announcement.
wasn't as brief as it could have been.
No, but it could have been a lot longer. It could have been a lot longer. Again, shout out Victoria because she's the real hero of this episode, definitely.
The MVP, yeah.
She's real MVP. I mean, what was your reaction when she said like, "Do you want to go?" Because if that was me, I'd be like,
"What?
This can't be true."
Well, that was it, wasn't it? So it was about a week ago, and I think I made comments about it being past all the previews, but I knew obviously she was
so you were planting the
working. Well, obviously I was commenting on how great it'd be. Because I mean, what else would I talk about? Because I've got universal personality disorder. But I knew it was never realistic because she was working, Joey at school, and they're like, but then just randomly came out of it last weekend saying it'd be a great opportunity and a once in a lifetime sort of thing. So it was that. Okay, what's going on here? Are you joking? Is this a test? Like what's going on?
It'll be a test in 5 years. In 5 years' time, she goes, "Remember, I'll let you go to Epic Universe."
It's gonna get it's
at your own peril.
It's like it'll be a few amazing days, but I'm sure it'll be everything to come for the next 10, 20 years, won't it? Remember that time? Okay, well, there you go. You do this.
If you are listening, Victoria, we're just joking. It's all right, we're just joking. Just very, very kind thing for you to do. And also Joey as well, because he could have, I don't know, he could have had a meltdown. You don't know.
Could have. Thank God for the iPad and distracting him whilst he was eating breakfast that first time.
Right, that will do it for this little episode. Thanks for joining us, Sam. I'm very, very jealous, but thankfully I'm not too far behind you in terms of going in June. So, thank you very much, and we will see you in the next one.